Morning, everybody.
To Gaza by the terrorists. It's believed 124 people still being held. It's believed a quarter of them have been killed.
The IDF reports that the bodies of 3 hostages killed in the October 7th Hamas attack have been recovered. Israel's chief military spokesperson confirmed that the hostages were killed at the Nova Music Festival and their bodies were taken into Gaza by Hamas. The remains were recovered during an overnight operation. Over 100 hostages are still reportedly being held by Hamas. I'm John Schaefer.
And I'm Laura Winters, USA News.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers
we have about 3.5 minutes. I got the Facebook going, so so no the edge of the chair got me on the I got the Facebook going, so okay, we'll keep it PG.
Yes, I know, brother. I'm tired. There we go.
Okay, no problem.
Go to omahasteaks.com.
Are you sure you're going on this one? I'm trying to get this guy down.
Red light, yeah.
Get an extra $20 off your order plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burgers, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness.
That's fine.
These burgers are crafted for the juicy, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
This tree's though, this one is up.
Houston, Texas residents busy cleaning up after the storm. This man telling the Associated Press,
I don't think we're even hurricane season yet, and if it's like this now, what's going to happen?
At least 7 people have been killed in a powerful storm that hit Houston, Texas.
It's been a madhouse out here. You know, we don't have any power, no hot water. It's been really crazy. Mother Nature definitely did its thing out here.
Thousands still without electricity this Sunday, which means no air conditioning, and it's really hot in the state.
I gotta get to a few things before we get to our sports today, and I'm sprinkling in some other stuff as well throughout.
You know, it may be May, but it
so
feels like the
we'll
summer
have
already.
definitely have enough time for sports, but I want to make sure I
There
sprinkle
will be
a
a
couple of
chance
things.
of a triple crown this year as the horse Seize the Gray wins the 149th running of the Preakness
Like
Stakes
this.
in Baltimore, Maryland.
Seize
Kentucky
the
Derby
Gray,
winner Mystic
okay.
Man coming in 2nd place. The Belmont Stakes coming up on June 8th. The race moving to the Saratoga Racecourse in upstate New York as Belmont under construction. Taking a look now at your money, a history-making moment on Wall Street. The Dow gained
So is it the Saratoga Stakes? Should we be calling it that? I guess we should be calling it that. The Saratoga Stakes.
I have no idea. And I'm Laura Winters, USA News.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and if you or your business owe money to the IRS, I've got great news for you. Tax laws have changed. Billions of dollars are earmarked for IRS Fresh Start programs. And if you qualify, you can literally save tens of thousands of dollars. Listen, I know what you're going through. Call me if you want to speak with a tax attorney or tax professional for free.
800-284-9275. That's 800-284-9275.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Blue Lake, yep. Red Lake, yep.
Hey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
5 seconds. And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is Sunday. I almost said Monday. I don't know why I said Monday. Feels like a Monday.
We're tired, man.
Anyway, it is Sunday, May 19th, 2024. It is post-Preakness Sunday. as you heard during the USA Radio News, Seize the Gray won the Preakness this weekend. Now we have the last race of the Triple Crown, which is coming up on June the 8th, and that is coming up at Saratoga Race Course, not Belmont. Belmont will be under construction, so it's the Saratoga Race Course where the race will take place, so that's pretty interesting. We will not have a Triple Crown winner this year, so that's also something to talk about too. Mystic Dan did not win the Preakness Stakes, so the Triple Crown is done for this year. No Triple Crown winner. The last one was Justify, I believe, in 2018, and then we had American Pharaoh in 2015. So two Triple Crown winners in the past 10 years, but we haven't had any in the past 11 years. I mean, we haven't had any. In the past 9 years, we haven't had a Triple Crown winner in quite a few years now. We're not going to have one this year. So anyway, moving on from that, just wanted to make sure I mentioned that the Preakness Stakes was this weekend, and that Seize the Gray won. I am here with my co-host for this morning, as Dawn is off today. We have Eric Dunn. Good morning, Eric. How are you doing this morning?
Wait, just a co-host? I thought it was a friend, man. Really?
Co-host, host, friend.
I've only known you since I was 6. Come on, help me out.
Anyway, friend, co-host, sports,
thorn in my side. Yes.
Expert of sports, as I am as well. We're going to be getting into said sports here in a little bit. Throughout the show today, we're sprinkling it in throughout the show today. We got a couple other things I want to mention too. We'll have a mini transportation segment where we're going to talk about the reopening of South Attleboro. Right around 7:45 or so. South Attleboro T Station was closed a few years ago, but it is reopening for limited service tomorrow, and that is in coordination with new spring-summer schedule. The MBTA is going to be releasing tomorrow morning. So that's some pretty big news for Attleboro, for South Attleboro residents, and we'll be talking about our Today in Histories, our other things as well, along with sports. We're going to get into quite a bit of sports today. We got Bruins, we got Providence Bruins, we got Celtics. Eric is shaking his head over there at the mention of Providence Bruins. You know, I was looking, Eric, this is an interesting stat. I was looking at the last time, because Providence Bruins won the Calder Cup once in 1999. You want to know the date? June 13th. 1999 is when they won the Calder Cup. I was 8 days old. So that that tells you how long it's been since the Providence Bruins have, 1, been to the Calder Cup, and 2, won said Calder Cup. They have not been to the Calder Cup since then. They didn't get anywhere near close this year, unfortunately. They probably wouldn't have gotten close if they were facing the Hershey Bears, but they unfortunately did not face the Hershey Bears. Eric.
Yeah, I was going to say something to you. I will say that we will go a little bit into Providence and Boston Bees before we leave the air this morning.
Yes.
Celtics I definitely want to dive into for a little bit if possible. I want to try to keep this as positive for us because we're in at 7:15 on a Sunday morning, and I'm tired anyway, and so are you. But I will say,
only briefly talk about
but I will say this is kind of relevant. The South Attleboro T.
Yes.
I have driven by that thing. I can't tell you how many times in the last maybe 6 years, like driving down from Bridgewater to Lincoln and Warwick, Rhode Island, 2017 to 21 when I was at CCRI. I am happy in a sense that T line is going to get back up and running again, because they were actually talking about building some housing next to that line for, there was a news going out about affordable housing being built next to the T.
Yeah, and I believe that is part of the MBTA Communities Act that the state has been talking about and has gotten quite a bit of news in Middleboro and a couple of other communities where they have a couple problems with it. But the Communities Act, that's probably related to that.
Sure.
That affordable housing might be going up there. If that is the case, I believe that's probably
right.
That's probably what it is. But we'll talk a little bit about that right around 7:45 or so. We have a phone call as well that I think we're going to be getting at 7:45, but we'll wait on that until we get there. We have that coming up as well. But before we get to our sports today, our first couple sports things today, let's do the weather. It is cloudy and 53 degrees in Middleboro, cloudy throughout the day. It was raining a little bit, though, on the way here. And real quick, circling back to the weather here. Yesterday was supposed to be downtown art jam here in Taunton. It has been postponed to today, weather permitting. I don't think it was raining a little bit on the way here, but I think it's supposed to stop, and I think we're supposed to go ahead as usual with that today, 12 to 4 p.m. If anything changes, we'll definitely make sure we mention it here on WVBF. But right now, Downtown Art Jam has been postponed to today from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Of course, weather permitting on that one. Cloudy right now, 53 degrees. High of 58 today, low of 50 tonight. Monday, 70 degrees with a low of 51, and mostly sunny skies. No rain throughout the week, which is great. And we might have a couple of days of, actually, we're going to have several days of 80-degree weather. Tuesday, 80 degrees. Wednesday, 84. Thursday, 80. And Friday, 80. So that is pretty big there. Taunton, 56 degrees. A high of 58 with a low of 50. Cloudy skies throughout the day today. I don't know if rain is possible or not. Like I said, it was raining a little bit on the way here. But 71 degrees tomorrow with a low of 51. And sunny skies throughout the week in Taunton. In Driscoll, Texas, 94 degrees today in Driscoll, Texas. High of 94 today. Right now it's 79. 96 tomorrow. It's going to be in the high 90s throughout the week. No rain in the forecast either. Probably the pick of the week is probably next weekend. Almost 100 degrees both days. The weather is starting to warm up pretty good in Driscoll, Texas. We have Driscoll, North Dakota, finally. Driscoll, North Dakota, 48 degrees, sunny skies. Right now, rain in the forecast for today in Driscoll, North Dakota. 64 with a low of 46. 64 tomorrow with a low of 44 and sunny skies. So that is your weather. Now let's talk about our today in history and our birthdays and our passings for today. Today is, again, May 19th, 2024. Let's really quickly get that up. All right, we have May 19th, 1780. New England's dark day. An unusual darkening of the day sky was observed over the New England states and parts of Canada. 1848, during the Mexican-American War. Mexico ratifies the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, thus ending the war and ceding California, Nevada, Utah, and parts of 4 other states, modern-day states, to the U.S. for $15 million. 1963, the New York Post Sunday magazine publishes Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from Birmingham jail. And 6 years ago today, May 19th, 2018, the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is held at St. George Chapel in Windsor. St. George Chapel, Windsor, with an estimated global audience of 1.9 billion people. So that is quite a few people there. Birthdays on this day. 1944, Peter Mayhew, his birthday would have been today, 1944. He played Chewbacca in Star Wars. So there you go. That's a pretty important birthday, 1944, May 19th. He passed away back in 2019. 1945, Pete Townsend's birthday is today. English singer, songwriter, and guitarist. 1946, and here we go. We got a WWE-related birthday today. Andre the Giant, born on this day in 1946, passed away in 1993. Born on this day in 1949, Dusty Hill, American singer, songwriter, and bass guitarist, passed away in 2021. 1949. We got a football one, Eric. Archie Manning's birthday today. The father of Peyton and Eli. The grandfather of the other Manning that I can't seem to remember his name right now.
Just the other Manning.
Yeah, he plays for, I believe, Texas. I'm forgetting his name right now. I'll look it up later. Here on the show. Make sure I talk about it briefly. But Archie Manning's birthday today, 1949. 1951, Joey Ramone, American singer-songwriter, passed away in 2001. 1954, Phil Rudd, Australian New Zealand's drummer. 1968, Kyle Eastwood, American actor and bass player. That last name should be recognizable to Clint Eastwood fans. Kyle Eastwood is Clint Eastwood's son. 1976, Kevin Garnett's birthday today.
KG.
Yeah, KG.
5. KG 5.
Yep, so Kevin Garnett's birthday is today. Born on this day in 1976. Passings on this day in 1935, T.E. Lawrence, a British colonial and archaeologist. So that is it for today. Our birthdays, passings, and some other stuff as well, our weather. We're going to take our first commercial break right now. When we come back, we are going to start the show by talking about the Celtics, because we want to get on the right foot here and do some positive stuff before we have to get into the negative, unfortunately.
Okay, you know what, man? No. No, you know what, folks? We're just going to rip the Band-Aid off, okay? We already know what's going to hurt. Let's just save us from the pain already, all right?
All right, well, we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review on WVBA 1530 AM 99.7 FM.
We'll rip the Band-Aid off, all right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to do.
But I will say, there was a problem with, so, do you know that school zone that's off, when you're riding down 104 off of, like, you know the school is over there, right? Like off of, when you're driving through, like the like the Southern Country Club with the pools and tennis courts, the Elmwood, maybe over there. So I was just talking. So the cop that was talking to me when he thought my telly was out, but I told him I really had a car accident a couple weeks ago. I got hit. He told me that because he told me that speeding through that area is a $325 speeding fine. Oof. Because whether it's a school zone or not.
Yeah, it is I think that is a tough area.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it.
House every Saturday at 9 a.m. with Carol and Barry.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is
So the second round ends today.
clothing, shelter,
Look at
and
the
guidance.
Yes, Knicks and Pacers.
Let me see here.
We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad.
Knicks and Pacers at 3:30. Timberwolves and Nuggets at 8. Both of those are game 7s. Dallas won a very, very close game yesterday. Thunder were like this close from making it 7 games. Very, very close.
Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support. Please visit cvma2-2.org.
I really have no idea who's going to win either of these matchups. It's going to be a very interesting one.
I don't know.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're back. So I turned down the bumper music.
Screech!
No, we're not going to have any of that today.
Yeah, by the way, my ears are still ringing from earlier this month, buddy.
Anyway, again, I just want to mentioned this a couple minutes ago, a little bit earlier, but anyone who might be just tuning in here to Middleboro in Review, who are in the Taunton area, the Downtown Art Jam has been postponed to this afternoon, 12 to 4 p.m. So that will be coming up this afternoon. Hopefully it does not rain. Like I said earlier, it did kind of rain a little bit on my way here this morning. So hopefully things clear off and dry up in time for the 12 to 4 Downtown Art Jam this afternoon. All right, 7:25 a.m. Open phone lines today, 508-822-1106. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind, including what's on your mind about in the NBA, the NHL, maybe the NFL. I mean, there's not really too much going on right now with the NFL. Not for a couple of weeks. I think rookie training camps start pretty soon, but I don't think that they might be underway now. But I don't know. I don't keep too close tabs on that. I really don't pay attention to football too much until about a month before the season starts. Until actual
you don't say.
Training camps start.
You don't say, huh?
No, I don't. I really don't. I'm being honest. I really do not pay too much attention to the NFL until about July, till late July. Like I have no idea who's going to be in the Hall of Fame game this year. I'm not sure. I think the Giants are involved. I'm not sure. Well, we don't have to worry about that right now. That's 3 months away. Anyway, let's start off with the NBA. 2 Game 7s tonight. We have the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets, and the Pacers versus the Knicks. Timberwolves and Nuggets on the western side, and on the eastern side, Pacers and Knicks. The eastern side, I think, at least for Celtics fans, is a little bit more important than what's going on the western side right now. We can get to the western side when we get there, you know. But we have to pay attention to either the Pacers or the Knicks right now. A Game 7 in this series helps the Celtics.
Yep.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, Kristaps Porzingis is out. He'll be out for at least the first 2 games of this next series.
Yep, that's been confirmed already.
So that hurts us a little bit. But then again, Pacers and...
Not really.
No, a little bit.
I mean,
I gotta give the Pacers and the Knicks a little bit of credit here.
Okay.
Will they beat us? No.
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 No way.
No.
But the fact that the Pacers and the Knicks are really fighting it out in this really great series is definitely something to be applauded.
Sure.
So the Pacers and the Knicks are very good teams, and I've said before on the air here that Indiana is an up-and-coming sports state. You know, you get the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark, who is, doing well. She's had her struggles a little bit. Any WNBA rookie will have their struggles. But she's had her struggles a little bit. But the Indiana Fever are definitely a team to watch out for sure in the upcoming future here in the WNBA. Especially you don't just have Caitlin Clark, but you have Aaliyah Boston as well. And those two are going to be very, very important for the Indiana Fever coming up in the coming years. Especially if Indiana Fever have a tough season again this year and have a really good draft pick again. They picked a really good player. I don't know who's in the draft class for next year. Any big names in the draft class for next year, but the Indiana Fever are starting to build a team that is going to be scary by probably the end of the decade. So Indiana Fever is going to be something to watch. Indiana Pacers, same thing. They're building a team that is very, very good and is going to be a team to watch out for. You know, they started the decade off not being very good. But they've kind of built up, as the years have gone on, to a powerhouse. And so have the New York Knicks. They've done a very good job too. But we'll see what happens in this series. So I want to say I would rather face the Pacers, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Pacers versus Knicks, doesn't really matter to me who we face. I think the Celtics are in a good position to make it to the NBA Finals. Who they're going to face in the NBA Finals, if they do make it there, I have no idea. The Mavericks have made it to the Western Conference Final, barely in a Game 6. They won by 1 point, so that doesn't help the Celtics out much at all, having Luka Doncic still in the playoffs. Without Kristaps Porzingis, that worries me a little bit. But we should be able to get Kristaps Porzingis back. And I hope Kristaps Porzingis is back at 100%, because if we make it to the finals and we have to face either the Nuggets or the Mavericks, we are going to need Kristaps Porzingis badly. Big time. If the Timberwolves knock off the Nuggets tonight, I'm a little bit happier. That makes things a little bit easier. And then the Timberwolves can knock off the Mavericks in the Western Conference Final. That makes me even more happier. Because then the size player, the height difference comes into play in the final with the Celtics having that advantage. So that's kind of big. Eric, what are your thoughts on the Eastern Conference Final and the Western Conference Final? Pacers, Knicks, Timberwolves, Nuggets.
Well, it's not really a concept of where there's much deliberation right now. I'm not going to be concerned about the West until we officially begin our series. What I will say is, the biggest thing that the Celtics have going right now is, even without Kristaps Porzingis, they still have a great record. And personally, they have not needed him in some areas. Probably with the height advantage when it comes to rebounding and blocking would always be nice. Maybe his three-point shooting could be useful in a way, but I really believe that this is the Celtics team that I'm going to look at and say, if you don't win it this year, you're never going to win it. This is the one year I'm going to say you have the team, you have the bench, you've got the starting five, you have everything you need right now, and the depth is unlike any other. This is the season to take it home. You don't, how do I say it? No matter what goes on with adversity, I believe that this is a Celtics squad that can beat it and can overcome it. But if I had to put my money down on who I would want to face, I would say the Pacers. They've owned us past regulation 3 times in the regular season. I think a little hashtag C's Revenge Tour might be a little nice for Celtic fans to put the Pacers out the pasture and out of the misery. However, if it's the Knicks and they go to MSG, you can imagine the national coverage through ESPN, through ABC.
Garden versus Garden, yeah. That's an interesting.
What'd you just say?
Garden versus Garden. TD Garden versus Madison's
I
Garden.
actually thought you did. I thought you just said Darden versus Garden.
Anyway,
I honestly thought you just
Madison,
said that. Darden versus Garden.
Moving on.
What's in your moonshine, you know?
Madison Square Garden versus TD Garden.
Again, you just said Madison Square.
No.
Madison Square.
Madison Square Garden.
Dude, you said Madison Square.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Dude,
I definitely did not.
Dude,
anyway, moving on.
Joey, my hair's shorter than yours and my hearing's better than you, man.
Okay.
You got hair in the ears.
Moving on. Madison Square Garden versus TD Garden. That would be interesting for sure. So that would be an interesting series, the New York Knicks versus the Boston Celtics. That would be a fun one. In the final, if the Celtics do make it, like I said, I would rather face the Timberwolves than the Mavericks or the...
well, actually, no.
The Nuggets.
Well, actually, no. The Mavericks facing Mark Cuban, oh, please, that'd be a cakewalk. Minnesota, that will go 7.
I don't... You know what? I'm not going to agree here because of one player and one player only, Luka Doncic.
Joey, one player doesn't make a team. That's why you play with all 12 in practice. Doncic is not going to be the main. Is not going to be the main reason why they win or lose their season. It's going to be the people that are around him. Why I think the Celtics right now, in my eyes, they are the favorites to go to the finals and even win. Look at the betting odds. They're the highest favored under the odds on the line to go to the finals and win Banner 18. You know why? Because they don't have one superstar. They have more than 5.
They have multiple, yeah.
They have a depth on a bench that's unheard of right now that may even be comparable to the 2008 bench. Think about that for a second. We have a dominant squad, but however, the injuries I'm going to state for you right now is going to go as follows. Kristaps Porzingis dealing with his injury. Al Horford, he's a little bit dinged up. JB and JT, Tatum Brown, they're dinged up right now. Payne Pritchard and Sam Hauser, they're also a little bit beat up. Drew Holiday, he's been dealing with some injuries all throughout the season. Granted, when you put wear and tear on these guys, you know,
that comes with the
that's going to happen.
The playoffs.
Well, also it comes with the money behind their contract. You know what I mean? It comes with the nature of the game. That's just the way it is.
Drew Holiday got paid too, so it's going to be
what an asset he's been.
He's been great. He's been great.
Hard to believe we got him for pretty much like nothing. Same thing with Kristaps. We got him for nothing. We got rid of Smart. Like, give all credit to this. Brad Stevens, rightfully so, won the NBA's Executive of the Year award for this season. This is long overdue. If people thought Stevens was good as a coach, he's even better running director of basketball operations.
Oh, he's so much better running.
He's so much better. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
He
was good as a coach. He was.
But he's even better.
He's just better in the front office. He's
better as a real boss. You know what I mean? Like a coach. like, here's the thing, man. A coach, in my eyes, isn't really like a boss. If you're a director of basketball operations, that's who you're working for. You may be working for a coach on the court, but you're working for a guy off the court, and Nat Stevens. Everybody loves Brad. Like, everybody loves Brad now.
And the people who worked under him as well have gone on to do some good things. One of the guys who was there with him in Butler, and he was with the Maine Celtics. I'm forgetting his name right now. I'll tell me how. But he was the last coach of the Maine Celtics before this new coach came in. But he just got a job at Butler. So
for him,
forgetting his name off the top of my head. Let me look that up.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I'll just say this. Game 7 this afternoon, believe it or not, is an advantage for the C's.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They're going to be under almost 6 days of rest, recuperation, analyzing, overanalyzing, and practice, while either the Pacers or Knicks will go into Boston banged up and tired. There should be, in my eyes, no reason why this series goes more than 5 again. They should win in 5, at the worst. That could be a kind of a funny pattern, right? You get the Heat in 5, right? You get the Cavs in 5. And you know what? Here's the irony about it. Do you know why I want Indiana over the Knicks? Because Indiana hasn't been chanting, "We want Boston." MSG has.
Yes.
So, honestly, if you're going to put your cojones out there, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you're just going to give in to 90%, what's the word? 90% vibrato, and the other 10% you're just going to wing it. You better be ready to be armed with ammunition, and you better be ready to hit your target. If you're going to say you want Boston, then you better be prepared for what Boston is going to give you. Because if not, you will get slaughtered by C's Nation and the C's in general.
Anyway.
That's it.
So that is your NBA little talk today. Good luck to the Pacers and the Knicks today. Good luck to the other two teams there, the Timberwolves and the Nuggets today as well. After today, the Eastern and Western Conference Finals will be set, so that'll be interesting to see. All right, a couple of events coming up here in the area that I want to mention. The Massachusetts Car Club 4th Annual Car Show will be taking place in Attleboro today at 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at La Salette Shrine, 947 Park Street. Gates will open at 8 a.m., so in about 19 minutes from now, and close at about 11:30 a.m. for show cars. $20 to enter your vehicle in. Spectators will be $2 for one and $5 for the family. Trophies will be around 1:30 to 2 p.m. Show ends at 3:30 p.m., and there will be food and raffle prizes as well. Coming up as well, the Soulful Palette Outdoor Market today in Middleboro at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 88 East Grove Street. Come support and shop local with 85 plus inside artists and vendors, and outside with about 15 other additional artisans. So we have a couple of big events coming up, so I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Also, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation has announced that it will be performing maintenance and debris removal along the curbs on the Braga Bridge, including the on and off ramps in Fall River and Somerset. Traffic will be controlled by the use of state police, controlling rolling roadblocks on I-195 eastbound and westbound from mile marker 10.5 to mile marker 12 on Tuesday, May 21st from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next morning. The Massachusetts DOT will also be performing the maintenance and debris removal along the curbs on the Veterans Memorial Bridge, including the on and off ramps in Fall River and in Somerset. Traffic will be controlled by the use of state police rolling roadblocks on Route 6 eastbound and westbound from mile marker 11 to mile marker 11.6. And it's also Tuesday, May 21st from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next morning. There'll be appropriate signage, law enforcement details, and messaging is going to be in place to guide drivers through the work area. It is 7:43 a.m. When we come back, we are going to end the show. We're going to end the last segment. Here in the last segment,
we're going to end the show 10 minutes early.
No. Well, we're going to have our last segment of the show, talking about, one, the South Attleboro T Station, and two, the unfortunate other side of things, the NHL playoffs.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that here coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Middleboro in Review on WVB at 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Trying to stay awake, dude.
Yeah. Thanks.
Coffee with Tony is back. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting right after the 9 a.m. news. Great local, regional,
Have you thought of? Question: Did you try to nap at all yesterday?
Always have time for you
Yeah.
and open lines.
I tried sleeping.
Did that work?
1106. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to talking
Yeah, I mean,
to all of you.
I didn't get really that good sleep last night, so that's why I'm tired. But I got my coffee, so that helps. Anyway,
That helps.
we got 2 minutes here. Yay. Alright, let's see here.
Yay.
MBTA.
Yeah. Did I already tell you that I am? The reason why I'm tired is because I got home after midnight from a wedding I did yesterday.
At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area.
Okay.
And many of them come to us from various
Oh, cool.
This can take
May 20th. There it is, South Attleboro.
following programs: utilities and rent
Man, I'm
assistance,
tired, brother.
agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers,
That's early.
and temporary lodging. For more information,
Okay, that's very early. 4:23 a.m., that's very early.
Middleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
So,
Oftentimes, the wheelchairs our
242.
first responders receive from their healthcare providers are subpar at best. Some are falling apart with a years-long waiting list for a new one. This lag causes a tremendous amount of stress for our hero and creates a burden for their caregivers. Isolation leads to depression. We build what they need to get outdoors, hunting, fishing, or playing sports. Join the mission at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Yeah.
Matthew Mission Food Pantry helps people with food insecurities from the hardships of life. In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need. For guests with limited transportation
Yeah, Matthew Mission's big here. Right across the street.
At the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone. No questions asked. Demand increases every week. With the looming reduction in SNAP benefits, the need is growing. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission Inc. is a registered 501c3 organization. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey caller, how are you? We'll be right with you in just a second, okay? Oh, hi Don. We'll be right with you. Just 1 second, okay? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And welcome back to Middleboro in Review as I turn down the volume here. There we go. Eric, if you want to put your headphones on, I have the phones up here.
Oh, okay.
we have a phone call, so let's get to that phone call right now. And I know what this is going to be about because we talked about this earlier yesterday. You gotta turn the. Are you able to hear it? Anyway, Don, how are you? Good. So, South Attleboro is reopening tomorrow, Don. Yes, so 3 morning trains. I have the schedule here right in front of me. So the first train will be at 4:23 tomorrow morning. So that is the first one. And then you have one at 6:11 a.m. and then one at 7:21 a.m. So that is your 3 morning trains. And then if we move up to the afternoon, let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, hold up. All right. We move to the afternoon. No, it doesn't tell me. Oh wow. Okay, so it doesn't tell me anything for tomorrow. It only has 3 morning trains tomorrow, that's interesting. Well, it doesn't have it as of right now. As of right this second, it does not. It just has the 3 morning trains. I don't know. There's gotta be. If it is 3 in the morning, as I just mentioned here, there has to be 3 in the afternoon. But I just don't see anything right now. Maybe it's coming out later on today. Maybe I'm not. Like I said, I'm not sure. Well, maybe it's printed somewhere else. I'm looking at the actual MBTA website here, but I don't see anything there. So yeah, I'm not sure, but they do have the 3 morning trains right now, as of right this second. But if maybe I can talk about that this upcoming week on Middleboro Matters. Anyway, tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, it should be on there tomorrow morning. I think they are boarding on the platform closest to the parking lot, as far from what I read. So I'm not sure what that entails there, but yeah. All right. All right, sounds good. All right, we'll talk to you later. Get back. All right, that was Don Driscoll here talking with us about South Attleboro and its reopening tomorrow. That's going to be coming up tomorrow morning. Right now, they just have the morning trains up, but if you keep looking at that schedule throughout the day, I'm sure that they will add the evening ones as well.
Oh yeah,
maybe sometime today or maybe very early tomorrow morning. But that's what's going on right now with South Attleboro. We have, to end the show today, some talk about the NHL and AHL. So let me get the AHL up too. Let me get that bracket up as well. Calder Cup playoffs and Stanley Cup playoffs. Very interesting, to say the least, what we have here in the Calder Cup playoffs. Of course, the Providence Bruins lost. I wouldn't be, this wouldn't be, the AHL without the Providence Bruins losing every year.
Okay, can I just make this quick on this? Here's where we are for the record books on them. 4th straight postseason first round exit. And on top of that, Hartford has now knocked them out for the 3rd time in 9 seasons. 3rd time in 9 years, Hartford eliminated us. 4th straight postseason, we've been knocked out in the 1st round. Last week on my show, I was blasting them badly. I gave a year-by-year playoff results going all the way back to 2005. The offseason, I'm sure, will be blowing up in about, give or take, 2-3 months or so.
Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show today, the last time the Providence Bruins won the Calder Cup final, I was 8 days old. I am 24.
And I'll also say as well, they haven't been to the Eastern Conference Final in 7 years.
They have not been to a Calder Cup since 1999. That's the last time they were at the Calder Cup. They won.
The hump is getting over the 1st round, though, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Let's look at the Atlantic Division Finals real quick. So, of course, Hartford beat us. And, of course, Hartford is about to get destroyed by Hershey. They're down 2-0 right now against Hershey. I think Hershey's going to cakewalk. It's a cakewalk to the final.
That's best of 5, right?
Yeah. I think it's
they changed that, too. Back then, it used to be best out of 7, but then they changed it to 5. However, we also know this, too, that regarding the AHL, that's that. But we also want to state this as well, that on the Boston side, the Bees fought, but ultimately they could not hang in there with Florida being outmatching us. Lost to them in 6. But if there is one positive I can take away from that series, go back and watch the handshake line at the end of Game 6. Every single, and I mean every single, Panthers player and coach. So you know how most of the time on these lines, it's like a quick 2-second handshake I've seen, and then there's handshake, 2 seconds, okay, walk. Handshake, 2 seconds, walk.
Mm-hmm.
Every player and coach took 10 seconds minimum to stop in front of Jeremy Swayman, handshake him, hug him, and congratulate him on how hard he fought this season.
I think we found our new starting goalie.
I was just about to say, I think Sway did all he could, but I am still going to blame Montgomery for not resting him.
Yeah.
He was in there for 10 consecutive games without a break.
Well, Allmark, they didn't want to play. I don't think they wanted to play Allmark that much.
Linus had the numbers against Florida that Sway didn't. Sway deserved to have 1 game off of rest. I guarantee you, there wouldn't have been a difference if you put Linus in Game 5 or 6. We probably would have won.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
I think the reason why they didn't is because he's going to be on his first. He's going to be on his first plane out of here pretty soon. I think he'll be traded or he'll leave. Unfortunately,
Who are you going to get?
There was talk about him going to LA. The Kings.
Who are you going to get? Who are you going to get back in return for a former Vezina Trophy winner?
I don't know.
Dude, we have no one in our farm system that can actually handle that. Brandon Bussey, Kyle Kaiser, Michael DiPietro. Yeah, they ain't coming up here. Who are you going to get?
I have no idea.
Again,
that's why this is just all rumors right now. But there were talks about it apparently. That Linus Ullmark was going to be out of here, and he ended up staying through the rest of the season. And, and again, he might end up leaving this offseason. He might end up going to LA. But we'll see what happens there. I think that's part of why they didn't play him that much. But we'll see. I don't know. I could be wrong. He could be on his way to another contract here.
But I will say real quick, because I don't know how much time we got left. But Red Sox wise, first time this season they're officially under 500. Baseball Hour with Maz will be interesting all week.
Horrible month.
But I will say right now, it's honestly not the rotation's fault. The bullpen.
No, it's
not the rotation's fault. The offense just can't do anything right now.
It's offense.
It's bullpen and rotation that save them. The offense can't do anything when they got to run around third and it's under 2 outs. However, I will also say this as well. I believe, looking at the calendar, I believe my next time with you is going to be on June 6th. So as all of you know, I'm here on the first Thursday of every month. So I believe June 6th is the first Thursday of June. So that means when I am back, I'm guaranteeing that Joy and I will be going into WWE. We're going to recap King and Queen of the Ring, which is live in 6 days in Saudi Arabia, which has been a great city and country for WWE regarding money and ratings, but also with fan base.
Fan base is very good there.
And then we'll also be previewing Clash at the Castle in Glasgow, Scotland, and that will be a very fun event.
And then we have Bash at Berlin afterwards, which is going to be fun too.
Wait, what?
I think we have Bash at Berlin after that too.
I
think so.
I don't
think that's in July, right?
No, July's Money in the Bank in Toronto.
Oh. Okay, then when is
the
August.
next time WWE
early August.
So listen, the next time WWE comes back into the States, it will be SummerSlam on August 3rd from Cleveland Browns Stadium.
Yeah, that's the next main roster one. The next pay-per-view that they're going to be in the States for is NXT Battleground in Las Vegas, which is June 9th. So we'll talk about that.
The home of UFC.
Yes, UFC Apex Arena. Anyway, it is 7:59 a.m. I just want to real quick say that in the AHL, the Hershey Bears will repeat, and in the NHL, this might be controversial, but the Vancouver Canucks will win the Stanley Cup.
It doesn't matter who's gonna win.
Anyway, the Vancouver Canucks will win the Stanley Cup and break the Canadians. Not winning the Stanley Cup streak. Anyway, bye-bye, everybody. I hope everyone enjoyed today's program, and goodbye, Eric. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. And that's a wrap, Jack.
That is a wrap. Bye, everybody.